Okay, welcome. I'm just going to do this video. It's going to be very boring. It's me talking with a bit of guidance. That's about it. I've got three things we're going to be looking at, and that's firstly the landing page. And to get to Kirra Blasting App, you go to here. That's the Kirra 2D Blasting App. It's the most full-featured one. And this one is a 3D viewer, and so you can click on that and you can view your design in 3D. And this one, and this is the landing page. There's plenty of other things on here, like little simple calculators. Anyway, have an explore. So this is Kirra 2D, and this is just a little blurb about what has been improved over the last few weeks, months. Been working very tirelessly on it. And so moving on, this is the interface. So we've got the cursor and the crosshairs. We've got some display options down the bottom, turning on holes, lengths, diameters, things like that. If you hover over them, they'll give you a little bit of a tooltip. There's also, if you speak another language, you get about a few languages to choose from. I'm going to stick with English, but if, for example, Chinese, and you can see here that the words have changed on the toolbar, and most of the other menus. Some of the pop-ups, though, not so much. Anyway, this is the interface. We've got like a help menu, which is out of date. Apologies. We've got a zoom in, a zoom out, and go back to the main menu. We've also got over here light and dark. It's kind of bright. And these two hamburger icons, or these three lines, are give you some further options outside side nav stuff. Okay, that is essentially the interface. Down this corner you have some holes displayed, your mouse location, which is constantly tracking, so if you need to find something. And we have a group of tools. So we've got a select tool by pointer, and if you hold down the shift key you can select more than one thing. We've got a polygon select. Let's drag that into the middle. It's a floating toolbar. If you've got create a whole pattern in polygon, you've got create a pattern on a line that you draw, you've got create a pattern on a line that's existing. You've got move a hole, and you've got rotate a hole. You've got assign holes to a surface, and you've got assign holes to a grade level or a target. You've got single connect and multiple connect, and options to change those connectors here for timing. Only does non-L. We've got a ruler and a protractor. Reset your view, and we've got a data explorer. Okay, so we're going to bring in a CAD file. So this is Kirra file. So Kirra blast patterns and Kirra drawing can be loaded with this one. This one's custom CSV. It's still sometimes a bit glitchy. I've got to do a bit of work on that, but you can give that a go if you have a custom CSV, like if you only produce lengths and not toe coordinates, then this is the one for you. A DXF, that's just any old DXF. It supports most things. It doesn't support facets. This is if you've done any recording in the field, you can upload your measured data off a phone version one. This is a surface or point cloud, so it will handle OBJs, TXTs, PLYs, ASCIIs, a whole bunch of other files. This is an image, and this is the latest feature, a high resolution print feature. Okay, so anyway, we'll bring in a CAD file. Okay, there you go. Got a CAD file in now. So we can zoom in and we can see things here, and we've got a you'll see this little circle on the crosshair well, that's actually the snapping radius. So if you wanted to snap to a particular thing, you just dial it up if you want less finer or less details. Anyway, and we've got a font slider if you're unable to read stuff. Rightio, so here's the select tool. With the select tool you can select lines and segments, and we can change that color to whatever we like in here. You can adjust its elevation or move it altogether. So we'll just do all for that, and so now it's a blue line here. We'll make this one here the, I don't know, green. Alright, so that's green, and this top one here we'll make this, I don't know, cyan. There you go. We've got this blast polygon here that we're going to design inside, and we can dial that up to 3 thickness, and its elevation's incorrect, so maybe we want to put it at 286, which is the crest, and we tick that box and we can go okay. And now that is at that elevation. How do I know that is at that elevation? Well, I'm going to go and look at my data explorer, and I can see my polygons, and this is widen that up. This is at the 286 now, and so if I wanted to move or change the color of any of this stuff, so I wanted to make that face pink, and the back, I wanted to make the back green, maybe. I would think it's this one. I'm not entirely sure. No, that's the side. But you can see what I mean. You can tweak a whole bunch of segments in there. You can open and close them. So things like this, this one with 44, we can click on that and rename it. And we'll call this as a prep area. Alright, and now that is the prep area there. That's called the prep area, and we can right click on this again, and we can go into a point to get the properties, and then we can close it like that. And click all, and now that has disappeared from the lines into the polygons, so this is now in the polygon tree. Or we can decide we made a mistake and we want to open it up again, so we can click open, and that'll go back up into the lines area. You can see here it's gone back up into the lines area. So these objects you can expand. So that green one there, we adjusted it, it's 274, so we can rename that to toe 274. There you go. And what have we got? This one here is, well, both of these are crest lines. Oh, one's light pink, so that light blue, sorry. So this one's a 274, or well, call it crest 274. This way, keep it standard. And yeah, so you can see here we just keep going through. This is a extra line, I think, because this is our cyan line, and this is a blue line. This is extra line. We don't want that. Let's delete it. And so now that extra line is gone, and we only have what's on the screen. This is the 286 RL. Yep. So we will rename this to the crest 286. Okay. Rename that. Alright, there you go, got some good stuff. These got some batters and buffers comments down here. This is batters and buffers. This is maybe what we're going to use for our pattern size. Got some point objects. These are just points around the place. You can also, like, you want to adjust the points size, we can just go in there and say, oh, I want to make that more visible, and pink, and we'll go to this one, and then that's that point down there that's highlighted up. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool feature. I like the drawings features, and then we've got surfaces and images and whatnot, so that'll be interesting to show you. So yeah, just out of interest, you can take this and you can project it out. Oh, let's adjust the text. I suppose we should put the text up on the correct elevation as well. Or let's put it on the grade elevation 274. And that batter, it's a bit far away, so I might make it closer or further north. So let's just add 5 to that, or we'll make that 8. And we'll move that 1 there. Right, and so we've been able to move it further up. This one's also in the wrong spot for me, so I might add just 3 to that and spread it out, and that's the 274. Okay, and last one is the production stuff here, which is there, and we will put that at the 274 RL as well. I'm not going to move it, I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, so that's pretty good. Oh, maybe we would want to add some text. Yeah, so in this point we can go over here and we can use the drawing tools, and we've got several types of drawing tools that we can use, but we'll add this text, and oh yeah, this feature of having calculations. So we can say, oh well, the 286 to the 274, what's our bench height? Well, you know, we can click here and it's going to calculate that for us, 12. So that's calculated 12 meters off this equal sign, and you can do some pretty complex things like working out, if you know your formulas, or we can just say this is called blast 1. Right, we're going to call this blast 1, and we'll make it orange, and we'll just put in a sorry, there you go, turn that on and put that in there. Oh, you can see here you get a measuring stick to see how far away you are from things. Also there's these rulers and tools down here, so if you wanted to measure things, you know, you can measure the distance, and you see they have tabs on them, so that you can see the distance and how far away you are, and it sticks. And then you've got also a protractor to work out bearings and stuff like that. So it's all pretty cool. But that's all done. I think these two here, they'll be drawn at this 200 RL, which is not good. So we should really adjust those before we export it. And so we'll go into this, and we'll see here, we'll rename that to, well, let's find out what one it is. We'll do it by color. Alright, that's bench height. So we'll rename it to bench height. Okay, renaming, and then this one will obviously be blast name. Right. So we've got these things here. Oh, what we came in here to change this value, didn't we? To add the value for that up to 86, because that's the bench we're working on. Maybe we'll put it a little bit higher, 287, just so it's above the bench. We'll tick that, and we'll set only the Z value. Okay, and this bench height will put at the bottom, I guess, at the 274. So you can see straight away it's quite powerful in terms of what you can do in it. And then you can, if you wanted to see all this in 3 dimensions, I don't have a 3-dimensional function for this application, but we just go down to this area here and we can export the drawings. So that's going to export everything that we have loaded in the view, and so that's exported our drawings, and so we can go into our Kirra 3D app and we can load in the DXF there, and I'll go into downloads and it's the most recent one. Open. Alright, and now we have a DXF of the last. Okay. Oh, and we'll say just reset that view. There you go. You can see here we're a bit far away, so anyway, so that's kind of functional. If it glitches up, because this one is only a very rough go at things, so if it does glitch up, then just reset this one and reload them. It's only a viewer, but there you go. So there must be something wrong with our, let's just clear these world coordinates for starters. We'll close, we'll reload, and load it again, DXF. Alright, okay, it's still having a little bit of a monkeying around. We can't really see where that crosshair is, so yeah, interesting. Okay, rightio, that's all good. Anyway, that's a work in progress, is that program. Anyway, going back to this, that's all pretty good, so we can hide those, and then we can say, well, let's start designing, I suppose. Let's just do a simple design. So we've got a couple of things that we can do here. Let's bring in, let's say we want to do a batter and buffer along this row. Well, we would generate some points for starters, and we'll mark these as, what should we do our drawings as? Yellow. Right? All our stuff will be yellow, and we'll turn on the ruler and the point, and that way we can use the ruler from this point here, so we can snap and we can say, all right, we want a meter offset. It doesn't really necessarily need that because we've got our other tool, and then yeah, so that's a meter there. I don't know if there's another segment in this thing. I don't think there is. Right, so we'll just go up to this end here and a meter off here. Okay, rightio, I'll click that. We can untick that, and so we've got a couple of yellow points there that we can then use to snap this line to, and that's our offset line. And obviously, like I said, you can zoom in and get more precision. So that's now our offset line, and we might even need to add a reference point in there, but it's all good. So now we're going to grab this tool here, which is our line pattern on line tool, and so we'll not select this one. So escape that one. That's the points tool. So what we might do to clean that up now that we've done our offset is we'll go into our points tool and we'll find the yellow points that we just added. This one here and this one here. Well, there's two groups of yellow points, so I think we only added 4, right? So we'll delete those. Okay, so now we'll be focused on working on this section. So first of all, we select our line, then we select our point here, start, and an end point up here, and we're going to be presented with some information about the area. So we're going to call it blast 1. That's fine. 5 meter spacing. Sure, I don't mind. Alright, 3. And we'll just put them at 165. So 286 and 174, and we can use numerical names or alphabetical names. So we'll use numerical names today. And this is 10 degrees, but yeah, we can just do 10 degrees. That's fine. The subdrill, well, they're batters, right? But so we'll do 0 or negative, but we'll leave it at 0, and well, let's give it a negative 0.3, because there'll be something to show everybody. 0. Okay, so we'll do a 0.3 standoff, vertical standoff. Okay, and we'll change the name of that to buffer. Yeah, buffer. Okay. Right, in blast 1, yeah, okay, starting at hole 1, yeah. Okay, and they've gone the wrong way. That's okay. Really depends on the numbering as to whether that's annoying or not. So let's just check out what our numbering is. And yeah, it kind of is annoying because we want 1 down the other end. So we will start again with that. We'll just delete that. We could just rotate them around if you didn't want to do that, but we wanted 1 down the other end, so let's delete that. And we'll just add that in again. And I can either digitize this way or I can reverse the direction, which is what I'm going to do. So grab that pattern there, that there, and I'm just going to click on reverse direction. Everything else is the same. Click OK, and I failed to show my point. Right, let's delete that one, and we will try it again. Which is very disappointing because that reverse direction was working just before. Okay, right. I am having a mare. Okay, seems that might be something that's broken in it already. Okay, so we will let's try it once more. Escape. Start there. And there. I'm just wondering. It might be. Yeah, well, okay. I don't think it's going to work. I think I need a few more points in the line. I'll have to double check because I've only got 2 points, so it's probably the reason why it's got a issue with reversing the direction. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that's the issue. So we're still we could do that, or because it's a straight line, it might just be easier to use the thing. You can see here how we're having a play, and it's not taking us that long to design something. And we'll just do it this way with this this tool, right? We'll snap to that point there, and this is a drawing line, but because we can snap, it's essentially the same as what we were doing just before, but we will, because there's only 2 points. Last one, 3, all right, sure. We'll just use 286 and 274. Subdrill negative 0.3. Right. Off. 165 and buffer. Okay. Alright, I didn't put any angle on it. That's a bit silly. But here we've got our hole number 1 down the end. So that's what we wanted to do, but I didn't put any angle on it. So I think I will put some angle on those holes, yeah. So we'll just grab these holes with the select polygon, and then we can go into edit holes. I can allow these holes to be edited, and I can give it some angle. Right, and there you go. So we'll just give them 10 degrees. It's negative 0.3 subdrill. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, all right. All right, so here we have our first row done, and then we can need an offset. Well, we've got to get rid of these 2 holes here, I think. So we will delete those 2 holes. Yep. Delete these 2 holes. Well, 3. Oh, so we got all these to delete. There you go. So we'll just grab a round there, double click, and then we can go into the minus and delete. So deleting and sort of modifications are quite hidden away, and then I'm just going to go renumbering from 1. That's in case, yeah, good idea. And that's good. So now we've deleted those holes, and they're all representative in this blast here. Here they are. So they're all up to there, 18 holes, and we can see the details of these holes in here. Okay. Next step. Oh yeah, we want to have some offset, don't we? We want to offset it. Well, let's select, we've got another way of doing an offset. Rather than use a point and a ruler, we can just select a hole there, and we can select this hole here. Yeah, shift, or yeah, shift. And then we can create a radii, and we've got these radii steps here. Let's just give it 12 steps, and we want an offset of, I don't know, 4 meters, and we can just create a radii, and that's now created 2 radii, or 1 radii. I mustn't have selected that point. I must have used, yeah, shift is funny like that. Shift you have to hold down and then go for it, but if you click and then hold shift, you lose that first one. So that's a little trick. I will probably eventually try to fix it up, but anyway, so we've done 1 radii. I'm going to make another radii there. Okay, so that's another radii there. And then we will generate our so escape clears any selections that you have on the screen as well. So then we will generate a polygon. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to make a nice cyan polygon, but we'll make it 1 point, and we'll put it at the 286, and we're going to make our blast inside that polygon. Yeah, okay, all right, so let's continue. We will digitize this point down here. I'll turn it on first of all, polygon, turn it on, and so snapped to that point. Gonna go up here, snap to that point, so that's 4 meters away, and then I'm gonna just eye in this outer line, and then I will run down this back edge, snapping to that point, and snap to that point. And then here we've got our windrow, I guess. So we can click on those points around, sort of just looking for these points. So any time you see a kind of bend in the area, yeah, so I've got that point digitized there, but I think we'll just drill right into this, and it's pretty there you go, and that'll be so tight that it'll look like it is one line. Okay, so we'll right click there, and so we have our zone that we're going to do our design inside. So I guess we will turn that off, and we will add some holes, I guess. Yeah. So I'm now on the add a hole polygon, and I will grab this line, and then I'm going to grab a bearing off the blastmaster, or off the back row, maybe off the back row, right? So we will select it like that. Now the arrow points to the way the numbers go up. So if I use this as our bearing, and I use this point down here, one of these points down here, I can either snap a point or I can add a point myself. So I might just add a hole, say the first row is going to be here. And you can see this ref point there. Right, blasty 1, you keep this blast name the same, and it will increment values on, so you don't have to worry about this numbering. It will just increment on from that first number that you have. And so this is all pretty much set up. Might go, 4.4 by 5, that's fine. Yep, so that's all set up, and 200 production. Okay, let's click OK. Alright, so now we have a blast pattern generated in here based off that back row. Oh, we missed that back row because of it's so close. Anyway, you'll be going, where's the text gone? Well, we can just dial that up to see that. So now we can see holes that have been generated in there, and we might want to add extras in there. So we will use our line tool again, maybe, and we'll might have to do some measurements first, right? So we'll measure the distance between this here and that there. That's 18.3. Oh, cancel that. Sorry, don't know why that popped up. Okay, so we will put in some text, and we will ask, it was 18.3, wasn't it? Oh, my bad, doing all sorts of wrong things now. Delete that. In here we will type this one. What will we call it? We will say, what did we say? We wanted to equals 18.3, and we want to divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4. So divide that by 4. Yep, okay, 18.3 divided by 4. Let's put a little thing over there. It's 4.57. Okay, so that's great. And then we'll measure that again through here. And that's 13.43. 13.4. And that is 13.4 divided by how many gaps? 1, 2, 3. 3 gaps. Radio, and we'll put a little tacky out here. Alright, 4.66. Okay, so anyway, we'll pretty much 4.5 we can use, which is our burden, but kind of like it's good to get it all spaced out properly, right? I will leave them up there, or maybe I'll just properties. I'll just get rid of that stupid 466 properties. 4.467. There you go. Radio. Alright, so we'll use this tool again because I'm not confident in the other tool. Sorry. And then we're going to click on that hole and this hole, but we'll click it right here because we want along this row, and we're going to put it at 4. What did it say? 4.57. So we'll just go 4.6. No one measures that. Alright, and we just leave it as 1 because it's just going to increment on. This is going to be normal. Or this is over the berm. Let's just give it a 0.5 over the berm, away from the toe. Yeah, 200s, and we'll call them infill. Use grade RL, yep, and 274. Yep, just make sure that's, oh, come on, stay there, stay on, yep. Yep, okay, cool. Spend a little bit of time thinking about this so that you can just design it. Rightio, okay, I'll click OK. And that's now created points in here. I'll just dial this text down. It's a bit hard to see, so it's just created holes in there. And you'll notice that it did not create a hole on this one because I've got a searching for duplicates issue, or searching for duplicates, so it won't duplicate things. And then we will do this again, I guess. Up here, but because it's 4.5, we might as well just do the whole thing, right, up to this point. Infills, yep, okay. Oh, I must have clicked on something where I've gone off the line a little, but that's okay, we'll just move them across. So we'll put them in here. And we just hit the escape button. Obviously you can dial your hole adjust so you can see that's actually what the actual real diameter is on it. Pretty amazing that we've got so much power in explosives. And then we will what should we do? We'll grab this here. We'll oh yeah, probably need to get rid of that. Turn that back off. Turn that on. Take that to there. What is it going to be? It's 6.23. So yeah, half of that. I guess, but just tie it in. Just shuffle them along so they're not powering it up so much. Yeah, these are all sitting over this next berm that we have, so we'll adjust that. And yeah, just hit escape at the if you want to select another hole. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good there. What I'm going to do is a little tricky trick thing, and I'm just going to delete some holes here, and hopefully they'll rename these holes in sequence. So let's give it a little shot here. We'll click on that, and we'll come down here and delete this hole here. So we'll select that hole and we'll delete renaming from 1, and I hope, fingers crossed, it works. Right, so we've deleted that, and I got a couple in order. Not really, did they? So there's something I need to work on. Like, I've got to attribute rows and columns to each of these holes so that I can use more easily renumber these points. But I might just get rid of hole 81 renumbering from this method here over here. So you've got hole 81. I'll turn this off over this side. Where is it? Hole 81. Yep. Delete, and you're going to renumber. Okay, and that's a bit better. It's gone backwards though. And 100. So I'm not really doing a good job here of all the poor design practices. 100. Just gotta make sure we pick the right hole, because if there's a delay to the panel showing, yeah, but maybe I'll have to highlight these holes. Anyway, I will delete that hole and we'll renumber. Yep, got it right. And yeah, they haven't renumbered very well. Okay, so anyway, kind of that's the design there, you know, design process. And yeah, we can add holes, just drop holes in here. So if you wanted to add a hole in there, you can. Yep, 200. Okay, yep. Yep. Oh, I've got a text number there, so it's okay, we can use that. Or we can untick that. And then that will be nothing, right? And that will just add on numbers. Snapped. Obviously pretty rough design here, just showing you can be more precise with more time. Alright, this ruler turn off. Alright, there you go. Yeah, and rough as, right? I just get rid of this K19. See, oh, we've got a proximity warning. So the hole is too close. So it snapped to K19 and it's too close. So we're going to cancel that because it's too close. It needs to be at least a diameter away. I think that's fairly generous. Yeah, that's done. Right, then we go into delete mode and we can select this hole here and we can select by that. And I'll have to put in a few more checkboxes that's like reorder from north to south and all that sort of stuff. Or yeah, so that's all work in progress stuff. But let's see what happens. We'll delete that. That's not too bad. We've got it not well, it is terrible, but it's not terrible. Anyway, so once we've done all that, we will turn this back on and we will just scroll up the top here and we're going to I'll right click on here and we're going to reset the connections. That's to just one hole actually, because what happens when you add and renumber holes is sometimes these connectors get joined to each other. So then we've got connections, right? Yeah, just want to tie. So this is again new, just so you can see what zone you're tying in. So that's a new feature. And now everyone gets confused with this, is you have to tie in order, and some people might say, oh, shot blast and all those things, they flip them, and I go, well, yeah, okay, but you should know how to tie in, and tying in order is not a bad thing, you know. Obviously this is just rough tie up, so no quirky comments about the tie up. But what you can do with this is that if you've done the wrong thing and you're going, oh, I don't want to fire from here and advance it all the way back, I want to flip it. Well, you don't have to delete anything. That's the key. You just start tying in to where you want and it will overwrite those connections. Each hole can only have one arrowhead, but a hole can have many tails. Yeah, so you just keep clicking away, right? A new feature which I'll show you presently, that people may or may not like. Yeah, see, there you go. See, if you make a mistake, you just go over the top of it. But that's why I haven't really focused on the undos, because there's really no need at this stage, and considering a lot of people use the application. You know, I've got a bit of flexibility to adjust things, but say you want these back holes to be a different type, different thing, so you just grab them by the hole, by the arrowhead which is on the hole, and you can grab that and double click and then right click, and then you can give it a new delay. Right, let's give it that, and 67s. Okay, hole types, yeah, keep current values. So that just means that there's some with more than one value in there. That means in fields over this side. Okay, apply. Now we've got 67s. And then we can just put in here like, I don't know, 17s, but we can do some 42s because we want to have a very sharp end or something like that. Yeah, so let's do that. Oh, I'm still in the, you can see in the selection tool here, so I should be able to do that. Just hit the escape key just in case. And you're going to put some 42s down here. You can see also, this is the, if you turn that on, you can see the delay times, because it's a flexible delay system, so you can put whatever delay you want in. And we'll just, you know, turn these holes down a little. There you go. Yep, alright, that one belongs to that row, that belongs to that, but there's this hole. I think we'll go here and we'll just stretch out something in there. Yeah, so this is just connecting, and we don't like that, so we just swap it to the single connect, and we'll override that. And then we can select this hole here and we can change it right to a, you know, 9. There you go. It's that simple. So you don't have to skip all these things here, like here. Might want that to be a 9 as well. You know, starting the IP there, we'll do that as a 9, apply, and then another 9 maybe, or something. But we'll just tie it in at the moment with a 42. We'll come back to that. These are advancing down, but they belong in these rows, so this is a little awkward. That should be there, right, across here. And this one belongs all in these rows through here. And so we come down, or we'll be like, no, not from there, maybe from here, I don't know. It's a pretty bad tie-up, it's a pretty bad design. And we'll just go out to this one here, and then we go all the way up. Okay, and you'll go, oh, this is terribly ugly, but that's what we've got currently now, right? Well, we have got to tie those in, so we just keep clicking so you can see all that. That's too slow, so we'll just get those. What do you reckon they should be? 25s is all that we've got. The beauty of non-L, you just uses there you go, that's a bit better. Probably even need it faster, some 17s maybe. Alright, yeah, too fast up the back. Alright, we'll change that to 25s up the back. Alright, this is all crazy because of this 42 business. So we will we'll get some there, some holes. Alright, so we got those holes there, and we'll make them 9s. Yep. Alright, so that's at least quicker, but through there we need to make some more decisions, so I'm going to just 25 that. We've got to use 25s up here anyway, so we'll turn the contours back on so we can see them. Yeah, that's good. I think we might just drag it across here. Oh, that was a bit silly. We got rid of our initiation point, so we're going to change this to a 0. Okay, And a 0 will be our initiation point. We can give it another color. Let's give it pink. Right, and so we're back on again, and we'll change that back up to 25. What did I say? Yep, 25. And we'll zoom in on that. Yep, we'll select that and that. And now we're back there again. Right, and we will grab this hole and right click and change that to a 9. So you can see I've tried to think of how we can move it, do things as quick as possible. So these are 42s out here and 17s, and they're firing backwards. So we would need to change that to maybe we go 25s again. Yep. Because before we had all those 42s leading down to here, so we will select these like this, 25s. I'll turn these back on again. I don't know about that. Certainly these ones up the back can be 25. Still quite quick. Anyway, I'm fiddling around here, but the benefit of me fiddling around is showing you all the features that the application has. Obviously, with more time and more effort, you can get the blast to be designed appropriately. Yeah, so right, let's work that there. Alright, there you go. It looks a bit better. Oh, got to tie the rest of the shot in, right? So you can see that everything gets a time. Everything's initiated by itself at the start at 0. So it's we're assuming, or I'm assuming, that you have put explosives in the hole. Alright, that's going to be continuously problematic to get that one. There you go. There's a single click. Oh, we got this drag out the back there. And we'll that one there. Okay, and these are no good, so they need to be, we'll shift that one and that one. Yep. Right click, and we'll give it green 9. So you can see here it's all done. Oh, we've got a 9 down here that we haven't tied in. So 9 and green. And a single tie. There you go. That's pretty good. Yeah, so you can see here, and that we can just we can move these things around, and the contours adjust with it. Obviously you can't put it over the face, but ideally you'd be that's it's something that applications don't do. But if you can see through placement of blast holes, you could you can shape your contours. Yeah, and the whole purpose is to educate, I suppose, everyone on good blast design. So you can see here that just what the placement of a blast hole can mean to your contours. And what happens when you put them in the wrong spot. And you can change that and bring that interval closer. There you go, and we can bring these features in. You know, I know this is pretty bad blast design. But you can see that that's what it takes if you were to prescribe yourself a tie-up and want to achieve good blast design. Obviously down here this is far tighter, so these would probably be 42s. So we'll change those to, where did I get that from? Oh, there's a 17 stuck there somewhere. Oh, it's jumped around. Okay, so we will make sure that we connect that correctly. 17. Got too much line work on here. Well, 25, sorry, 25s. Let's just go up here like that. Oh, that's why. Yeah, let's do this 25 to here, 25 to here, 25 to here, and then this one to there. I think I've got a 17 all the way up the back. Oh no, it's gone now. Let's make sure that a line that we had under there is not confusing us. What did we have it as line object? Yep, we did. So let's just change it to a darker color. Alright, that's a bit better. Okay, and we got a few polygons there, radii. Those radii will that out. Oh, properties. Let's make it one. All. And this one here. One and I'm going to make it possible to hide those things. So there's our tie-up, and I guess with our contours, it's not as bad as what I thought. You very tight down here. We can turn on you know, the slope. There's the relief. And you're going, oh, hold on, Brent, you've got, no, you haven't attached it to a surface or anything. Okay, that's a good point. Didn't even think about that. Well, I did, but let's load in the surface. So that's the next thing that we can do. We finally get the surveyor in, and he's done a flight, so let's bring in the image. So bring in a geotiff, and there you go, you've got a nice image of the area. There you go, the blast on the bench, and I suppose you can have all your tires on it, or you can have your first movements, so you can kind of like see where the blast is going with your contours. So, you know, pretty easy, pretty functional. You can turn on your hole IDs and your lengths, and we just dial those up. But what did we say? Oh yeah, surface. We need to snap them to the surface, because these are all quite over depth at the moment. Bit odd. So we will get our surfaces in, so we will bring in the object. So we've got we can either bring in a OBJ and it will consume that, or we can bring in a target, or a we'll just bring in the surface at the moment. Okay, so we've got a surface, and we, because it's 2D, color it with a gradient, and you can adjust this transparency down so that you can see your image below it. But you can make judgments there from that, and you've got different set of gradients if your eyes prefer different views. So we've got a surface in there and kind of that, so then that's all good. So let's assign these holes. So then we select our polygon here, and we because we've got a surface in, it's taking a bit more time to move, and double click that, and so now we have these holes, and we're going to assign these holes to a surface, and so they're now assigned to the top surface, and we will not click this button just yet because we need a target in. We'll bring the target in, and we'll open that up, and you can see this leveled target, so we can either snap the holes with this second button here, which is assigning the grade to that target. So if we wanted to, we could assign the grade, and then we pick one target, and we're going to use that. Okay, so now they're all assigned, but this is quite noisy, you can't really see anything, so we'll collapse these, and we've got this stuff here, so we can hide that and hide that one, and so now we have our surface, and you can see our depths have changed on that blast, and all our heights and depths have changed. So that is essentially Kirra 2D. I think it's probably pretty cool. There's lots to it. There's even more we haven't even touched on this side. Oh yeah, there you go. You probably want to fire it, right? So you've got to animate button here, and we've done a type, so let's animate the blast. Yeah, so we can dial that up a bit faster or slower, or we can dial it right down really slow down, and we got a time window, so we can see what our timing is, and we can see which holes are firing in which windows. So if we dial it out like that, so we've got a bit more of a window, we can see these sorts of things. Then we've got so many things. This is Veroni, Veroni or however you say it, and so we can turn this on here, and this takes a bit more time to run these Veronis, but that wasn't too bad. And then we can look for the volume of the blast holes. So these are the varying volumes of the blast holes, or we can look at the measured length of the blast hole, which we don't have. Or we can look at the design depth through there. If we wanted to take the subdrill off that, we could drop the subdrill off it, those sorts of things. Here we can see we have them calculating the volume there, but we can bring it out so that it's now looking at the toe point, and so showing you that toe point position. We've got the firing times, so these are our last holes, these are our first holes. Yeah, I've yet to work on a few of these things down here. I've just been doing what I can do, but area is not bad, so show you the area and coverage. And if you're placing blast holes on the bench and you want to check their relationship with other blast holes, you can turn on the toe size and you can dial that out, and where you see overlaps or gaps, you can see that you've got likely high energy or low energy. You know, there's a gap in here that we can go and address by adding a second hole in there, and yeah, so well, we can move that hole back, or these holes into the space so that it's all good. If you moved a hole, you'd have to reassign the surface. And then, so we've done all that. What can we do next? Oh yeah, we print it. We can print it, right? So we can turn on our print function here, and that's our print safe sort of area. So we can zoom out, and that's our print safe area. So we can line it up and put it in the print safe. And then hit the PDF, and it's just generating a PDF, and so we can open that up, and that's our high resolution PDF of what we just did. Relatively high resolution. Yeah, so yeah, so that's a picture, or you can I guess turn those toe sizes down and the hole lengths off, and you can turn the contours on with the first movements, and maybe you want the timing, and then you want maybe the tie size down there, or the tie size up, or maybe you want the delay times. There you go, delay times. And it's blowing it out a bit, so let's dial the transparency down, so you kind of like got a transparency slider there. Yeah, so then we can hit the print button again, and there it is, our next print. And that's what we have. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you don't want the things, the text on there, and you only want the blast after the fact, well, the easiest way to do that would be to remove everything or export everything, and you can export things over here. So here we've done this design with these blast holes anyway, and we can export these holes to a DXF if you want to share it with someone, or you can output everything. Yeah, well, let's just output everything. So I've outputted everything, and that's a shareable file. Did I push the right button? I think so. That one there. Okay. There it is. That's the right one. So that one there is our shareable file, and I suppose we can go back and give Kirra 3D another go and see if that works by importing a CSV blast. And that's our Kirra output there. And I have already set up a previous view, method for this, so that's all good. I will submit. Right, and there's our blast there that we've just designed, and you can look at that in 3D, and there's the back section of it. If you're interested in the other DXF information, well, we can bring that in. We can bring in our previous DXF that we just did. I think it was that one. Yep. Okay, and there's a your DXF line work and stuff out of Kirra. So there's essentially that's kind of full featured. Oh, hold on, you want to look at this in 3D, because like everybody wants 3D, but then you don't use it that much. You can do everything in your head with 3Ds, but we can bring this OBJ in. And there's our surface with our line work underneath in 3D, and you can have a little look, and yeah. So that is where we're at. Kirra 2D, Kirra 3D. I'd love for someone to give me feedback on this Aritas stuff. So this generates Aritas files. This generates Aquila files. Yeah, if you want to add charges to this shot to do MIC calculation, you'd use this outputs measured depth and charge. We can output that at this stage. We can open it up, and you can create your charge amounts for this. So your measured mass, I know it says measured mass, but you could calculate, I know you're going to put we're just going to go rand between. I think it is. Yep, rand between. Yep, rand between bottom and top. Okay, so we'll say, I don't know, 200 mil, right? So 350 is the bottom, and 375 is the top. I don't know. And then we just go tick tick, and yeah, drop that down there, and that's given us these charges, right? Measured length, we'll just put in 13 for it at the moment, just to say, we'll just save it. This is just to show you, obviously you would record this in the application, like using you could record this with the edit holes, record actuals, and you can record mass with a dialogue in here and comments and stuff. But we've just done that and saved it. So now we're going to bring in this measured one. So we go back in there, and that's our measured one, and we are going to import that. And so we now have we should have measured mass on there. We do. We'll turn off these. Maybe so there's our measured mass, and now we can do some more work. Get this Verona in, and we can look at powder factor. And so that's our powder factor, a bit high on this wall. That's because they're only 165 mil holes, not, they shouldn't be having 300. They should only have about 180 in them or something like that. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, there's our mass color graph there. You can do min max or what's fixed, but the fixed is, if you're looking for the legend, is over there. So yeah, and again you can print all this out. If you don't want any of these things to pop up again, you can delete them and delete that. Alright, and now we have just our holes, so we can just generate a pattern off that, turn on our lengths and depths and turn on our PDF. So that is Kirra 2D. Went on for a long time, didn't it? How long did it go for? Hour and 19. Gee, that's a long time.